We like to think of ourselves as the secret weapon powering the data and AI strategy for most of the world's largest retailers. We're actually working with 8 of the 10 largest retailers in the world, helping them solve many of their most challenging data engineering, data science, AI, and generative AI problems. But really, what it excited me to join Tredence was their philosophy around the last mile adoption of analytics. And as I mentioned, I spent
Hmm.
a lot of my career at Coke, leading their revenue management team. And one of the things that we always struggled with is we could build these great models, these great data science models to understand our consumers, their price responsiveness, the incrementality of our promotions, et cetera. And we build them in the quote ivory tower, as we like to call it in Atlanta. And we were so excited by the insights and what we could do to improve the $6 billion that we are spending on trade every year. But we then never saw the results in the market.
Mm.
And we never saw our promotions improve. We never saw the ROI of our promotions improve. And over the years, we kept challenging ourselves. Why is that? Why are these insights not making their way to the market and ultimately into our results? And one of the things that we learned is it's that last mile adoption of the analytics that were incredibly important in enabling our end users, enabling our field sales teams, enabling our up and down the street resources and associates that were calling on our customers to not only understand the insights that we were able to generate out of our data science models, but how to actually translate those insights into decisions that they could take with their customers. And so I was really drawn to Tredence by their focus on last mile adoption of analytics and sort of bridging that gap between the world's best data science and actual quantifiable business results.
So Morgan, explain. You use the term last mile. Explain that for our audience a little bit more. Go a little bit more in depth into that, because when I think of last mile, the typical
Yeah.
parlance is really in the delivery space, right? Like,
Yeah.
how do I get the product from to the actual doorstep of the consumer? But you're using last mile differently. So can you explain that a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great analogy, Chris, right? So last mile and supply chain is, as you rightfully said, is how do we get the product out to the customer or the consumer or the shopper, as the case may be. We think of it the same way in analytics, right?
Okay,
Which is
interesting.
at the end of the day, if I'm building a price and promotion model, how do we actually get it from the model itself and the data to the salesperson that's then going to use it calling on a retailer? And
Right.
then how do we translate that insight into a better decision that the retailer can make? And then how does the retailer then bring that key insight into their stores in terms of better prices, better promotion, and better ultimate ROI? And so we see a huge gap in that space. We see a lot of great analytics out there, but the adoption of those insights and analytics is very, very low. I'll probably get the stats slightly wrong, but the Gartners, the Forresters, they've done a lot of research into this space, and they find that for the average retailer, the percent of decisions that are actually driven by insights, despite all the explosion of data, despite all the explosion of AI, is under 15%. And so we think that's a huge opportunity just to increase the analytic maturity of an organization and increase the adoption of analytics at, as we like to say, the last mile.
I'm surprised it's